YouTube, it's Maddie Gab 2012, or better known as Madeline. I'm coming to you today with my 14th month post-op update. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on October the 14th, 2013, and I began my 2-week diet on September 30th. But my highest ever recorded weight, and I'm kind of working backwards here as you can tell, my highest recorded weight was 252, and that was when, after I'd met with my nutritionist, and that was back in, I believe it was July, or late June or July of 2013. And I am 4'11" or 5 feet, so you can imagine that 252 was quite large on me. As I said, I started my pre-op liquid diet on September 30th, 2013, and at that time I was 247, lost about 10 pounds during the 2-week liquid diet, and went into surgery on October 14th, 2013 at 237 and some change, just right at the 10-pound mark, or just shy of the 10-pound mark. And as I mentioned before, I am now on, what is today? December 15th, I believe, 2014. As I said, 14 months out, or 1 year and 2 months and 1 day out from surgery, and I came in. Mondays are my official weigh day. That's why I didn't do this update yesterday. So I came in today at 121 pounds, which is actually a gain and a loss and a gain and a loss, and I'll explain what I mean. I declared maintenance, I think at 53 weeks. It wasn't exactly 52 weeks. And I didn't really have an original goal weight, but I thought, 125 was a good number, because I don't know, nice round number, I guess. And then for someone that's about 5 foot, it seemed like doable. So at 53 weeks, I declared maintenance, because on my surgiversary, my 1-year surgiversary, I was like 128, 129, something like that, if I remember correctly. But the following week, I was 125, I think exactly, or 124.8 or something like that. Okay, so moving back, getting back on task in this conversation. Then the reason I say it's been a gain and a loss and a gain and a loss and blah, 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 I was doing the challenge, the November challenge that Kale had put out, the Ready, Set, Goal 2. And the first week, I actually gained 4 pounds. So I went from 124 to 128. And then several reasons in my last video, I think I talked about those reasons. I think I was doing too much exercise, because you had to exercise 7 days a week, which that is not the problem. It's just that when I exercise, I like to go hard, basically. I'm either an all or nothing, and I've heard people talk about that. I'm either all or nothing type of person. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And if I'm not going to do it, then I'm just not going to do it. And so I think I was exercising too much, and I had cut down on my carbs, and I think cutting out the carbs with the amount of exercising I was doing was making my body just hold on to everything. And also there's another reason, which I'll get back to in a little bit. So I gained 4 pounds there, and then the next week I lost like 7 or 8. And then the following week after that, I lost about 2 or 3 more, which put me in the 1-teens. And I made a video about being in the 1-teens too. And I'm not sure if I like that or not. I like the idea of that, but I'm not sure if I actually like that or not. And then after the 110-ish, I gained like a pound, which put me back in the 120s. And then after that, I gained 4 pounds, which put me back at 125, which was freaking me out. So these last 2 months, I've just been up and down all over the emotional roller coaster with this loss, gain, loss, gain, loss, gain. And I've seen a common thread through my maintenance part. And I told myself, I was telling myself that this maintenance thing is more than an ocean. More than an ocean. So anyway, but I've seen a common thread throughout the gains that I've been having. And the common thread has been that those weeks where I have gained, I believe, now I can't go back and backtrack, but these last 2 gains that I've had, I believe the common thread was that I was drinking soda. And not a lot of soda, but maybe half of one or one every day, or either a half of a large Sonic. And if you all are in the South, you know what Sonic is, and you know what their drinks are like. And this was a Coke Zero, because that's my favorite, and I don't really drink anything else. But I was drinking like I was drinking either a can, half a can, anywhere from a half a can to like 3/4 of a large Coke Zero, which I would say like 16 ounces. And it wasn't every day, but it was at least maybe every other day, or at least 3 times that week. And I noticed that those are the weeks when I'd put on, like the 4 pounds. Those would be my 4 pound weeks or something like that. And so I monitored it this last gain, and that's what it was. The week that I weighed 125, I was drinking soda because there was a special, and I can't turn down a special. There was a special deal, so I couldn't turn that down. So I was drinking soda, and then I know definitely the week prior where I gained the 4, I was drinking soda. And so that is something that I have learned that I have to cut out altogether. The carbonation just makes my body go wacko. And so I'm trying to look at the camera and trying to see myself, look at the camera, see myself over it. So I just realized that you weren't seeing all of me. Okay, so here I am again. But anyway, so soda just wreaks havoc on me, and I think it makes me retain water and things like that. You would think it would be like salt and stuff like that, but that doesn't give me a problem. It's soda. So I've come to that conclusion. So now no carbonated beverages for real now. And you're not supposed to have them anyway, but you know how we do. You know how we do. As we get further along, we start to take the little things for granted, and we're not as strict on ourselves. But with that soda thing, I've got to be strict on myself. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was just really, as you get farther out, you are able to eat more. I guess your stomach is no longer swollen, so you can get down more. And I think Lauren Lusing said at one time she could eat a little bit, and then 30 minutes later she could go back and eat a little bit more, and 30 minutes later she can go back and eat a little bit more. And I find that's with myself too, especially during stressful times. So this maintenance thing is not only a food in, food out, exercise type of thing. It's also a mental game. Just like everybody has said, the biggest part is the mental game. And this really is what I wanted my tool for, because I could lose weight originally. I've lost over 500 pounds in my lifetime. And I can lose weight. It's the maintenance stage that is the kicker. And that's where I am. And so now I feel like I'm really using my tool, but I thought I wish my tool were a little bit tighter, so I could have a little bit more restriction. But again, that's where where I come in. My mental state and everything comes in. Lots of people have talked about this mind game thing, and I'm finding that to be true. that it's the mental part of maintenance that you have to work on. In doing that, I'm also working on not grazing. In grazing, I mean not picking up small, low-calorie things and eating them just for the chewing sensation. Or when I get stressed, because I know at night I like to relax. My days are really hectic, and food helps me relax. So I've got to do a substitute there. I've got to do something to fix that. Mindless eating when I'm under stress. Edamame, while it is a good, healthy snack with protein, you cannot eat the whole bag in a sitting while you're at work. Can't do that. So I have to really watch those type of things, that mindless type of eating, and getting my pouch so full that my tummy is sticking out. Those things. I have to really be mindful and watchful of those things. And I know I'm probably repeating a lot of stuff from last time, but it needs to be repeated because I obviously haven't gotten it yet since I'm not making the changes I need to make. One thing that I am really proud of is that I'm continuing to exercise. And also I really have to watch this too, because in maintenance, that's where my exercise starts slowing down. This morning, it was very hard for me to get to the gym. And other days, I'd just been popping up and going. But this morning, it was very difficult for me to get to the gym. I always weigh myself in the morning before I go on Monday morning. And seeing the number on the scale was motivation for me to get up and go, seeing that drop. But anyway, I don't know. I've got to stop because this is 12 minutes now. But I don't know. It was just amazing to me, that realization about the soda and the weight gain. And really living in maintenance now for 2 months is more than a notion, especially around the holidays when you can eat more. Last year, the holidays were not a problem because I was fresh out of surgery and I didn't want to eat any of that stuff anyway. I had no taste for anything. Really, and I was still really very limited in not necessarily what I could eat, but what I wanted to eat, because I think my taste buds changed. I've talked about that before. But now I have reintroduced certain things, and certain things kind of taste good, like wheat thins. They're good and they're crunchy. And so what we have to also be mindful of, what I have to be mindful of, is not to let things sneak back in. So I cannot let chocolate sneak back in, because I tasted some and it was delish. Otherwise, when I had done it before, I couldn't stand it. But now, farther out, it was delicious. It was getting back to the old taste that I remember. Can't let cookies sneak back in. Again, I'm all or nothing. So I cannot have a little piece of cake or a little piece of cookie. I cannot have a little piece of this or that, or it becomes more than a little. I'm not good with portion control, as somebody else has already stated. I'm not good with portion control. I'm not good with just a little bit in moderation. No, that is not me. So anyway, I am going to end on that note. 2 takeaways: no soda. Actually, 3 takeaways: no soda, no mindless eating, and nothing about this little bit in moderation. I can't handle it. So see y'all later. Hope this was helpful. Well, it helped me. Bye.